What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy Markus B. This is episode 111 of Holla with yours truly. Coming at you solo dolo because your boy got COVID. Right? Thankfully, I did not get terribly sick. I was out for maybe 36 hours total. And to be completely honest with you, I thought I had just gotten really bad allergies because it was that crazy peak, the highest levels of cedar, blah, blah, blah. If you know me, you know I'm mad allergic to everything that's in the air. So that took me out. I thought that's what was getting to me, but turns out it was actually COVID. Got it, I think, on New Year's Eve, maybe the day before. But all that being said, your boy's back to being healthy. Feels good. Finally gonna get back into the gym shortly. You know, I talked about getting into the gym before the new year, but then I went on my like holiday week, and you know it's kind of hard to go to the gym when you're chilling at your buddy's places. That being said, we're getting back into the gym. You know, the goal was to get a year straight. The goal was to get a year straight, and I've been working out for about 3 months now, and again, I'd working out about all November, December, and then had to take this week off because of COVID, unfortunately. But we're back, hopefully getting back into it. Anyways, you might be wondering why I'm in the studio wearing these sunglasses. I had to show them off though. Shout out to my parents. Their Christmas gift to me was these glasses, and you know they just kind of told me, "Hey, here's this money. It's for you to go and buy yourself a pair of Ray-Bans." And I've never had a pair, so here we are. For those that are just listening, they're the wire ones. I forgot what they're called, but gold lenses, gold frames, green lenses. Your boy looking sharp. But as I was buying them, I also bought this fire hat. I need to grab it for the next episode. Again, I'm not a Spurs fan, Bulls fan, all day. Shout out to the Chicago Bulls. I know the last game that we'd played when I'm recording this was Dallas and lost, broke a 9-game win streak, but nonetheless, still top of the conference. Shout out. But Spurs, man, they got some fire hats. They got that good color scheme. A lot of fun colors, those Fiesta colors, man. They hit different. Anyways, so when I was buying these glasses, I thought about this idea of leveling up. And that was a term that Dwaylen, shout out to the homie, he had used that when we were living together. Like, we're just trying to level up. And it took me a little bit to catch what he was saying there, but he was quite like literally meaning, because you know he comes from the like the video game culture, the anime, things like that, where like you quite literally you level up and you go to the next level, right? You get better armor, better stamina, blah blah blah. Pick your game. The next level you get to, it's a little bit harder, but you're a little bit more prepared. And it's weird how I felt it a little bit more when I was buying these glasses than I did when I was buying the house. I still don't believe I own this house. It blows my mind every single day that I own the house that I'm sitting in. Still very strange. Still getting used to it. I've been here for 4 months now. August, September, October, November, December. 5 months. Jeez. Been here for 5 months. Still doesn't feel like I own it. But I think the Ray-Bans hit different because I wanted Ray-Bans in high school. I wanted Ray-Bans when I was younger. I wanted to, like I had a couple buddies back in the day that owned them, and I was like, dude, those are so dope. And then I saw the price tag, and I'm like, bro, those are way too expensive. And I never thought I'd be in a place um, to where I could get my own. Mind you, it was a gift, but nonetheless, I was looking to get myself a pair, and then my parents said that they'd take care of it. But I had enough income to where I was able to look for these glasses. And I bring up leveling up because I need to give a shout out to Dwaylen himself, man, because he leveled up, man. The last time he was on the show, I don't know when we're gonna get him back on, but you know that when he's in Texas, he jumps on. But last time he was on the show, he said that he was moving to Baltimore. He had just got his coding license, I guess, certificate, something like that. I can't remember which one exactly it is, but he did this program. I can't remember how long it was. If you really want to know about it, go back to that last episode that he was on and listen to that, because I'm pretty sure he goes into detail. But he talks about this class that he took, learned how to code, taught himself how to code. Only person in the people that he went into this class with that finished the course. And I'm not here to dox anybody, let anything out the bag. Man, did he level up. I've never been so happy and like proud of a homie for getting to where they're at, right? Because we went through it, man. Like we talked about it before. We lived together for a long time. We struggled together for a long time, right? We both had 3-4 jobs at the same time when we were living at the apartment in San Marcos. It was a rough go. It was a rough spot in our lives, but we knew that eventually it was gonna pay off. And here I am. I own a house, got that good salary, and am enjoying the work that I put in to get me where I wanted. And he did the same thing, and now he is he's set up well, man, and I'm so happy for him. So shout out to Dwaylen, man. Happy for you, dog. Can't wait to see you again. But then that kind of goes into what a lot of people went through recently as well. All my band director homies, we just had area auditions. The 8th, right? Something like that. First Saturday of January. But we had area auditions, and we had a handful of kids go from my high school out there, and unfortunately, nobody came back with a state trophy. But I was talking to our alto kid, and he's this kid sheds. Dude is crazy talented at saxophone, and he just gets it, man. He gets music. He gets how to practice. He gets how to work through it. But he suffered from the struggles of being a musician, man. And you sit in those audition rooms, and they're mad stressful. And he said it just wasn't his day. And I've talked about it before, and I still, oh God, just kicking the camera. Oh my God. I'm still trying to figure out how to translate it to music, but the idea of being undeniable, right? We get it from music. Shout out to Jorge Masvidal, right? He's the one that I kind of got this from, being undeniable. But you don't want to leave the fight up to the judges, right? You don't want to win by points. You don't want to win by the scorecard. You don't want to take that risk. You want to knock the kid out. And again, this doesn't translate super clearly over to music, but you got to be so undeniable that like no matter which room you step into, you know that that spot's going to be yours, man. And that comes with a lot of things. It comes with preparation. It comes with experience, but it also comes a lot with confidence, man. Right? If you come in timid, you're going to be timid. And again, you run it back to the fighting side of things, and it's like you don't want to. There's always a chance that you can get knocked out in a fight, but you don't want to go into a fight thinking like this guy's going to knock me out, because then that's what's going to happen. Same thing in an audition room. You're like, "Ah, these guys could beat me." If you the minute you think about that, more than likely that's going to happen. Now, if you know me, that's also the idea that keeps me driving, right? I think that idea is important. That knowledge of knowing you can be beat. It can happen, and it can happen pretty easy. But you let that motivate you in the practice room, in the workout room, in the gym, wherever you are using this, whatever it is that you're looking for that greatness. That's where you use that idea of this kid could beat me. So that way you can get up in the morning and get that workout out. You can get that extra 30 minutes of practicing, that when you don't want to do it, all those things. You use that idea of this kid can beat me beforehand. But once you step on that court, step on that floor, get into that audition room, you got to know that that's going to be yours. Have to. But the kid's young. And I'm confident that he's gonna figure it out and he's gonna be all right for the next 2 years. Other than that, sadly, uh, a couple days before the region auditions, the area auditions, excuse me, was the Jazz Education Network conference. This is a yearly conference. It's your standard music, fine arts conference, what have you, but it's for jazz specific things, right? And I was, the high school runs deep in the jazz program. We were supposed to have two big bands, the combo, and my brass band going. But unfortunately, because I had COVID, I did not get to go with the brass band. Luckily, the other two bands in the combo got to play, but because I was the drummer for the brass band, hard to throw the book at a kid on a day's notice. So the brass band didn't get to play. Heartbreaking for me, heartbreaking for those kids that didn't get to participate. But talking to the ones that talk to them about their experience of being there, they absolutely love that, man. And it's such a dope experience. And it sucks because a lot of people were in my same boat where they got sick leading up into it, so they didn't get a chance to be there at the conference. And that's unfortunate. You never want that to happen. But nonetheless, the performances were still super dope, and the kids were able to gain a lot from it, right? The big thing about that conference is the jam sessions at every night, and unfortunately, they weren't able to run those like they normally do. For those that are unfamiliar, there's usually 4 levels. There's a beginner, an intermediate, an advanced, and a professional. And basically, there's a rhythm section, drum set, bass, piano, maybe guitar, one of those, and then one or two dudes leading it. And then depending on where you are, with your level of ability, you go to your specific room and you're like, yo, I know these handful of tunes, I can play this one. And then you just play and you get to solo with some really high level musicians. The last time we were there, I think the bottom 2 rooms, the um, beginner and intermediate, it was college students running it. right? So, imagine you're a freshman trumpet player and you're getting to sit in with a college level uh, rhythm section. It's a pretty cool feeling, man. And then you get to just be a part of that side of jazz, of the improv based, of the jam band based, and just getting to enjoy playing music with other people that you've never met before. That's always a cool thing. All that being said, the kids had a good time. I'm glad they had a good time. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been a part of it, because the last time we did it 2 years ago, it was a blast, and uh, everybody had a great time. You learned a lot. I learned a lot as a performer and as an educator. So I'm sad that I missed out on that, but you know, we keep riding. Um, it's weird, this education thing. So I spent a lot of time with some of my homies over break, and just talking about the anxiety that we have as teachers. And it's not necessarily, and a majority of the anxiety isn't about like the health, that's just on top of the already anxiety. It's more about like the, am I happy, am I being effective, is what I'm saying making sense, is what I'm saying beneficial. Those are all things that all of us are struggling with. And it's really easy to get bogged down with all these questions and the stress of being a teacher. And I wish I had the answers to all that. At the end of the day, it's just fingers crossed and believing in yourself. Seems like a really simple answer, but I mean that's kind of what it is, man. It sucks that that's the truth, but to a certain extent, that's what it is. Luckily, all of us came back, and a lot of that anxiety that we had subsided once we actually started getting back to teaching. I know I definitely felt that. So I missed the first week back from break, and then got back to school on Monday, and definitely forgot how tiring teaching is. Um, really easy to forget that. But B, it's like, oh, I was, all the things that I was stressed about, all the things that I was worried about, like, am I going to be effective? Am I going to be able to do this? Kind of like fills it out pretty quick. Thankfully, not the case for everybody, but at least for me, I definitely got eased a lot sooner, pretty quickly once we started getting into the classroom, right? That being said, there is still some general anxieties, right? Indoor drumline season is upon us. We're in the heat of it. We got our first show on January 29th. And, I got a couple kids out with COVID. So that's stressful. Luckily, they're in good health. It's just like they got to run their 10-day quarantine. And so hopefully they're able to jump back in and figure everything out. Then, but then just, yeah, it's coming in hot, right? I always forget how stressful indoor is, even though like I know it is, and I tell the kids, from the jump, like this, a lot of it's gonna come at you real quick. You got to be prepared for it. You got to be ready for it. But even after me saying it, I still wasn't entirely ready or prepared, which is never a good feeling. But I think we're gonna be okay. I think we'll be straight. just got to get the first competition out the way, get the kids get an idea of what it is that they're actually doing. Since again, I have such a young ensemble, it is hard for them to grasp this concept of what I'm asking from them. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Other than that, man, life's pretty good. Your boy really does not do good with isolation. Man, I was struggle busting having to do that quarantine for uh, for getting COVID. I am not able to function without human interaction. I'm not a productive person. I tried telling myself that you need to get X, Y, and Z done by like while you're at home, and I eventually got those things done. But man, like I'm envious of the people that are like able to function by themselves. I got a homegirl out in Dallas. Shout out to Vanity. Um, but she's going through it right now. She's going through this idea of being um, alone is such a harsh term, but running things alone, right? You know, if in her situation, I'm not trying to blow her up, but she like just moving different cities. That alone, it's pretty stressful, man. If you're in a city like when I first got here to Temple, I was in San Marcos for 6.5 years, 7 years total. 1 year kind of one year kind of in New Braunfels, but whatever. Um, but yeah, just moving out to Temple by myself without any friends, without any family, nothing out here. I just moved here and had to figure it out. And it wasn't like I was close to anybody, right? I'm an hour away from Austin, 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from San Antonio. Like it's a pretty decent distance to be out here by yourself and figure out how to do things on your own. And simple things, man. Like back in college, you could hit somebody up and like, hey, let's go get lunch. And you could always find somebody to go get lunch with you. But when you're in a new city, you ain't got that safety net. You gotta learn how to go out by yourself. You gotta learn how to go order. Like when you go to a restaurant, it's like how many? Just one. And it gets uncomfortable. It's a little uncomfortable at first, but if you lean into it, it gets a little bit better. I love that shit now. Uh, I love going to a restaurant by myself because I get to be there for however long I want. And I know that seems like a really simple concept, but if I'm in a rush, man, like I sit down, I order the food with a drink. It comes out. I just gotta worry about my one plate, and then when it comes out, I just give them the card, bing bang boom, and then I finish my food, and then I jet. Or I could be there for as long as I want, man. Like there's this really dope Jewish diner in San Antonio called the Hayden. If you're in San Antonio, I highly recommend that you go check it out. It's great food, great service, great cocktails. There's a coffee shop right behind it if you're into that. Um, Full bar, which is always nice for me because your boy's allergic to beer, so getting to get the proper spirits and liquor. But I think I was there for like an hour and a half. I was just sitting at the bar, and I got to hang out. I got to ease into like, let me get an appetizer. All right, cool. Taste, let me eat my way through that. Oh, you guys got a little snack menu? Let me try one of these, the kosher hot dog with the pretzel bun and the grain mustard. Delicious. Hell yeah. Okay. Now let me get an entree. Let me get a bowl of soup. Let me get a dessert. Let me get an after dinner cocktail. This is something that I really like. That's something I really enjoy doing. I did it when I was in San Antonio this last time. I went to uh, what was it called? Something Italia. It's over by the rim. It's this little Italian joint. Sit down. Again, flying solo, and I'm chopping it up with the waitress. making friends. And again, I get an appetizer, I get a salad, I get an entree, I get a dessert, I get a couple cocktails, I get a wine pairing with my pasta dish. Learned to love doing that. I could not have done that 10 years ago, 100%. But because I kind of forced myself and did it on my own, we out here. So to anybody else that's going through that right now, man, the only advice I have for you is just first, just force yourself to do it. But then secondly, man, like make friends. It's there's multiple there's people going through the same thing as you, and you just got to find those people, and then you guys link up, and then bing bang boom, you guys are tight now, right? That's how me and Evan we got here at the same time, and I was like, hey yo, we're gonna be friends because we're the only two young dudes, and then we became friends, and then we slowly started getting more and more people out here and being able to hang out. But I think both he and I are really good at that. I'm gonna take myself out. I'm gonna treat myself. I know that he goes to the movies all the time by himself. That was one that took me a little bit to get used to, going to the movies by myself. But same deal, man. You ain't gotta worry about anybody. You ain't gotta preface any knowledge or anything like that. Like you know what you're into, you know what you want to do, and you just get to go do that. And I think that's pretty dope. And I think more people need to be comfortable with that. So other than that, man, it feels good to be back. I enjoyed the hell out of that break. I'm glad I got to see everybody that I did. Um, but I'm also happy to be back, man. Happy to be back in front of the kids. As much anxiety and stress as that they give me, but I do enjoy it, man. I was worried that I was done enjoying it. That was a really big anxiety that I had, that because I'd been away from it for a while, and I kind of got in my head about it. But before I was coming back, I was definitely thinking about like, do I still enjoy teaching? And this cord has been in this frame this entire time. God dang it. I was thinking to myself, like, do I still enjoy teaching? Do I still want to do this? And I kind of went down this rabbit hole of like, what else could I do? How else would I want to do it? And it's well established on here that I don't think I'm going to be teaching my entire life, but I was really worried that I was going to come up short on what I thought the timeline was going to be. Right? Like I imagine I'll be teaching for 10 to 15 years. I'm coming up on that. I'm halfway through year 4, and I was like, man, maybe not. And that was a really stressful thought, because what else am I going to go do on such a short turnaround, right? Like I just bought this house, man. I got to be able to pay for this house somehow. But I was happy to be back. It felt good. Other than that, man, I truly hope everybody's living well. I hope you guys are enjoying your time. I hope that you guys are staying healthy. I don't want to get too much into my thoughts and beliefs on what's going on with COVID, but I think you just make sure you're taking care of your body as best as you can. Supplements, try to lose weight if you need to lose weight. Just take care of yourself, man. You want a meat wagon. You gotta make it last. Not really sure what else to get it into, because got to save some topics for when me and the boys get back together. But I hope you guys are being conscious of your happiness. It's a big thing. What makes you happy? Whatever makes you happy, are you setting your life up so that way you can actually get that done. If not, pivot. It's okay to pivot. But make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you take care of your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health. And, if you ever need anything, reach out to somebody. You reach out to me. I'm always down to help. I had a homegirl. I'm writing up a workout plan for her because she had some questions, So I feel like I'm just rambling, so I'm going to deuce out. But y'all be easy. Hope you're living well. Peace.